Marion Local Class of 2006 Basketball. 3 times Midwest Athletic Conference Player of the Year. 2006 Division IV Ohio Player of the Year after averaging 17 points, 5.7 assists, and 4.3 steals a game. Helped lead Marion Local to the 2003 state title. 3 times First Team All-Ohio and All-District, twice District Player of the Year. Also a standout volleyball player.
Her quickness, her speed, and then her ability to shoot the ball from the outside, because she could easily go around you, so you had to give her a step. If you gave her a step, she shot the ball over the top of you. Just knowing where her defense was how smart she was on the floor offensively made her hard to guard.
Maria was very unselfish, and I thought the biggest asset she could do is see the floor. She could see a play happening before it was even starting to develop. She could read the opponent's mind defensively and offensively. She could hit gaps and find the open person at all time. And that was the beauty of her, and a lot of it just came naturally.
I felt like she played 16 years at Marion Local. She started as a freshman and was not a freshman player on the floor. I just remember her being so, I don't know what the right word is, just calming. I mean, as a freshman, and she got her upperclassmen, to do what they needed to do. I just think that she was an amazing point guard and very determined, as you said, very determined to get the job done. Great competitor.
Knew the game of basketball, was a player that studied the game, just very smart, and that's what made her the player she was.
Probably the way she could go off to her left hand. I mean, I always told her she had to dribble with her left hand, and when she was real little, and I think that's all she practiced. And she was actually a better shooter going to her left, even though she was right-handed, than going to her right. I think her smartness. I mean, she just had an idea for the game, and she understood the game, and I think that was her biggest asset.
I'll tell you what stuck in my mind about Maria Moeller is how smart she was as a player. She literally was a coach on the floor, and certainly at the high school level and small school, like at Marion Local, she helped create a very good team. I mean, they're built to succeed at Marion Local, but Maria Moeller, and I'll never forget a quote from her college coach, Jim Foster at Ohio State. He couldn't believe that some gal from a little town that didn't even, or had a flashing traffic light, not even a red, green, yellow traffic light, could have such a high basketball IQ and be such a good player. And from a guy like Foster, who's been all over the world with basketball, that was a tremendous tribute to Maria Moeller. Selfless team player who faced very different situations as different players came on board at Ohio State, but as a high school player at Marion Local, one of the best guards I think this area has ever seen.
They won the state when she was a freshman, I believe. And it's interesting, she got recruited by Ohio State and some other D1 powers, even though she never averaged more than 18 points a game in her best season. At one point, some people were making Lindsay Whalen comparisons. It didn't turn out that well for her, but yeah, she was definitely, as you said, the classic point guard.
At Ohio State, Moeller started all 32 games as a freshman, lettered all 4 seasons, and served as a captain as a senior. This past season, she was back on the Marion Local bench as an assistant coach. Maria Moeller, number 3 on 44's Top 44 Female Athletes. Moeller played in 133 games for the Lady Buckeyes at the time of her graduation, the most in program history.